Imagine waking up tomorrow, and your country, the place you call home, has vanished from every map. Every piece of identification in your wallet, every banknote, points to a place that no one has ever heard of. Sounds like a nightmare, right? For one man in the summer of 1954, this wasn't a nightmare. It was his terrifying reality. This is the story of the man from Taured. It all started on a hot July day at Tokyo's Haneda airport. Everything seemed normal until a well-dressed European man handed his passport to an immigration officer. The passport looked authentic, filled with stamps from previous travels. But there was one glaring, impossible problem. The issuing country was listed as Taured, a country that doesn't exist. When questioned, the man calmly stated he was from Taured. He was genuinely confused why the officers had never heard of it. They handed him a world map, and without a second's hesitation, he pointed to the area between France and Spain, right where the nation of Andorra should be. But for him, that land had been called Taured for over 1,000 years. He wasn't lying. He wasn't crazy. He was completely, utterly convinced. The authorities were baffled. This man spoke multiple languages fluently, including Japanese. He claimed to be in Tokyo on business, his third trip that year. The stamps in his passport seemed to back this up. He even had a hotel reservation and named the Japanese company he was meeting. The police checked. The hotel reservation was real. The company existed. But here's where it gets even stranger. No one at the company had ever heard of him. And the hotel reservation? It was made by a travel agency that didn't exist. Digging deeper, they examined the contents of his wallet. He carried a mix of legitimate European currencies, but also a set of banknotes from Taured professionally printed, yet completely unknown. His driver's license, his checkbook, everything pointed back to this phantom nation. Unable to solve the puzzle, the authorities decided to hold him overnight. They placed him in a hotel room near the airport, with 2 guards posted right outside his door. The room was on a high floor, its only windows securely locked from the inside. There was no way out. All his mysterious documents, including the Taured passport, were locked away for safekeeping in the airport's security office. The next morning, the guards unlocked the door to his room. It was empty. The man had vanished into thin air. The window was still locked from the inside. The guards swore in their lives that no one had entered or left the room all night. It was physically impossible for him to have escaped. But he was gone. And then came the final, chilling twist. When the officers went to retrieve his belongings from the secure office, they found that every single piece of evidence had also disappeared. The passport from Taured, the strange currency, the driver's license, ... Everything. Gone from a locked room in a separate guarded building. So, what happened to the man from Taured? The most popular theory is that he was a traveler from a parallel universe, a dimension almost identical to ours, but where history took a slightly different turn, and the nation of Taured existed instead of Andorra. Did he accidentally slip through a crack in reality, only to be pulled back? Others suggest he might have been a time traveler who miscalculated his jump, or maybe even the subject of a secret teleportation experiment gone horribly wrong. Skeptics, of course, argue he was just an incredibly clever con man, and that the story of his magical disappearance was invented by embarrassed officials to cover up their mistake in letting him escape. But that doesn't explain how his documents, locked away miles from his hotel, also vanished without a trace. 70 years later, the case remains one of the most compelling unsolved mysteries of our time. No official records, no photographs, just the enduring legend. It forces us to ask a deeply unsettling question. Just how solid is the reality we experience every day? Could there be other worlds, whose, like olds, separated by a veil so thin it can occasionally be torn? Perhaps, in another universe, a man from a country called Andorra is telling a baffled customs officer about his home, a place that doesn't exist on their maps. The man from Taured is a stark reminder that the universe is far stranger, and perhaps more fragile than we could ever imagine. Thanks for joining me on this journey into the unknown. If you enjoyed this mystery, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next deep dive. See you next time.